ToFunky coming to you live at Cafe 70 at the Museum of Uncut Funk. Today I'm going to prepare a pork butt that I'm going to smoke on the grill. So what I have here is about a 5-pound pork butt with the bone in. I have my seasonings here. I have paprika, garlic powder, my brown sugar and bourbon spice blend, dried parsley, and onion powder. I have about 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, gives it a nice flavor. Some olive oil, which I'm going to use about 1/3 of a cup of that. And what I've done thus far is I've put holes in my pork butt, and I'm going to take some fresh garlic and stick it in there. In addition to the fresh garlic, I'm going to take some rosemary and some thyme, and I'm going to stick it in there as well so the inside of my meat can get flavor. And once I get the rosemary in there, I'm going to take some fresh thyme and I'm going to stick it into the same pockets. Now, as you'll notice, my thyme is still on the sprig, so I'm just going to pull that off when it's finished cooking, and this way my guests will not be choking on anything. So once you get all of that inside of your pork butt, then what you're going to do is add your soy sauce. Just want to put a little bit of that on there. Now, after I add all of these ingredients, I'm going to, let me rinse my hands. I'm going to let this marinate in the refrigerator for about 3 hours before I put it on my grill to smoke. I'm going to add my dry herbs. Just pour that in there. And then I'm going to add about 1/3 of a cup of olive oil. And I'm going to pour that right on. Now I'm going to use my hands. I'm going to massage this in to my pork butt. And when we come back, my pork butt will be ready to go on to my grill. And it'll take about 3 to 4 hours for it to cook. So when we come back, I'm going to put my pork butt on the grill for it to smoke for about 3 or 4 hours. And you'll know when it's done when you're able to remove that bone. So I'm going to finish this up, put it in the refrigerator, let it sit for about 3 hours, and I'll see you in a little while. Hi, I'm outside with my pork butt. It has been marinating for about 4 hours now. As you can see, I have a nice high flame going, and I've got my cherry wood smoke chips in the grill. I'm going to put my pork butt right on some heat, let it get a little char to it. I'm going to let that sit there for a few minutes, that skin side down, and then I'm going to move the pork butt over to the cooler side, put the top on, and let this puppy smoke for about 3 to 4 hours. Hi, we're back inside. We have our pork butt on the grill. It's smoking. It's going to take about another 2 hours or so before completion. So what I'm getting ready to start now is my sweet potato fries. Actually, baked sweet potato fries. As you can see, I have some of my sweet potato strips here. I've got a sweet potato that I'm going to cut and make some slices. And then I'm going to cut them again so they can cook evenly. And I'll put those in the bowl. And I'm going to cut this piece. Put this in the bowl when I get them done. And you know, I really enjoy sweet potato fries, especially if they're baked. And what I'm going to put on them to really highlight the flavor of the sweet potatoes is some cinnamon and some brown sugar. Now I'm going to put this in the oven and I'm going to let them cook for about 20 minutes or so, or until they're fork tender. So I'm going to mix this in, and I'm going to take my hands and just mix all of this goodness up. Now, if your brown sugar has lumps in it, just crumble it as you're mixing it up. And make sure you get brown sugar and cinnamon on all of your sweet potato strips. And this is going to make a nice caramelization when it's in the oven. And you should have a crisp, sweet coating on your sweet potatoes. Not too sweet. It gives it nice flavor. And it's just a different way of making sweet potato fries, or actually baked sweet potato fries. So now, you'll notice that some of the brown sugar will settle at the bottom of the bowl. When you put these on your baking sheet, you can take that brown sugar and just sprinkle them over. So, I have a baking sheet here. I've got some parchment paper on them. And I'm just going to layer these out. You see all of them are nice and coated. Layer them out where they have some room between each other to cook. And I have my oven set at 350 degrees. These are not going to take long to cook. And once I get these in the oven, I'm going to start working on my roasted string beans with fresh garlic. So now what I'm going to do is come in here and get some of that brown sugar, and I'm just going to sprinkle this on my sweet potato fries. So once I complete this, I'm going to wash my hands, get these in the oven, go outside and check my pork butt, and come back and start my string beans. See you in a few. Hi, this is Sista ToFunky. We're back inside. As you can see, my pork butt is done. The meat has come off the bone. What I have here on my plate are some garlic roasted string beans and my baked sweet potato fries that I coated with brown sugar and cinnamon. So I'm going to take a piece of my pork butt and I'm going to start cutting through on my pork butt. That is some delicious looking meat. So, I'm going to put a couple of these pieces on my plate here. I smoked it with cherry wood, and I'm going to taste my pork butt. That is delicious. Nice and tender. I'm going to try some of my baked sweet potato fries. Absolutely delicious. And for my string beans, remember, every meal should have a green vegetable. Absolutely delicious. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode with me making a smoked pork butt, baked sweet potato fries coated with a little cinnamon and brown sugar, and garlic roasted string beans.
It's out of sight. It's out of sight.